Good afternoon to everyone. Today's my topic of presentation is comparison of Frye and Jung and their ideas of archetypal literature. This is the points that I have discussed in my further slides. Archetypal criticism, this term is given by Northrop Frye. He was a Canadian literary critic and literary theorist, considered one of the most influential of the 20th century. He developed the concept of archetypal criticism. The goal of archetypal criticism is to uncover the deeper meaning and theme of a literary work by examining the archetypes and that appear in it. Jordan says, I quote, the basic contention of archetypal criticism is that literary expression is an unconscious product of the collective experience of the entire species. As such, literature is therefore integrally related with man's cultural past. Uh, this those archetypal this term archetypal criticism says that all person and of world are universal feelings and universal symbols and elements are universal. If we are in India using this type of symbols, that type of symbols also using in another country is the same way that as we are using. Archetypal criticism has been applied to a wide range of works, including myths, folk talks, religious texts, as well as modern novels, poems, and films. Carl Jung, he was psychologist, and also he gave the term of archetypal. Jung was originally a follower of Sigmund Freud, and he was influenced by Sigmund Freud. A study of the depth psychology. It's a book written by Carl Jung, and in this book he discussed about this type of archetypals. The union archetypes. Archetypes are universal, inborn models of people, behaviors, and personalities that play a role in influencing human behavior. Swiss psychologist Jung says Jung's theory suggests that these archetypes were archaic forms of intent human knowledge passed down from the ancients. According to Carl Jung's psychology, he says we are got everything in our unconscious mind, and as it's saved in our mind and in a passive manner. Contents within this lowest level of the unconscious are what Jung called the archetypes. The collective unconscious mind is linked not only with the past of the human species but with the long stretch of organic evolution, a deduction borne out by the fact that contains within the present human brain and their distinct brains. As in this context, we can say universal pattern of human psyche, and when author and readers connected with the common psyche of this universal psyche. We can see in animal world the animal those who have furry animals, baby are also afraid from fire. So it is, we can say it is comes in their DNA, and they are behave according to like that. Some people have some type of trauma. They afraid from water and other kind of things that is also considering here. All the most powerful ideas in history go back to the archetypes. Here he stands for Carl Jung. He believed that there was no limit to the number that may exist. The existence of these archetypes, in this he want to say the archetypes figure are innumerable. In world, so many archetypal figures are exist. Here are some example of this type of figures: ruler, creator, sage, innocent, explorer, rebel, hero, and caregiver. In literature and in movie and other entertainment sources, we can see king is rule over the kingdom, and old person is always old man or women always gives some type of good they teach about good deeds and some type of ideas that they have given because of their idea. Sage is always taken in a positive manner in every book and literature. Hero is also a fighter who, and we can say in a traditional manner, there is a hero in evil element. Always the hero fights against the evil, and at the last of the work, evil defeat by hero. But we can say in a post-modern era, they try to break this type of element in the postmodern era. We can, in the context of waiting for Godot, we can say in waiting for Godot in both act, in the starting of the act, moon rise and at the in again in the new day moon also rise and leaves on tree. That is also an example, but they break this type of rule. But this postmodern literature, it's a small part, but we are seeing in popular literature. Another thing, we have a particular narrative sign which perfect starting and a perfect ending, and in cinema, in other entertainment and movie, novel, short stories, we are follow this type of format in narrative style, perfect starting and ending. But the postmodern and modern, those who are break this element. Collective unconsciousness. The collective unconsciousness is also Carl Jung's theory's major part, and the collective unconscious is a layer of the unconscious mind that is shared by all humans and composed of universal symbols and archetypes that have been inherited from our ancestors. In People have mind. Mind is divided in conscious mind and unconscious mind. If I am not wrong, but so the conscious mind is 10% of our mind, and unconscious mind is 90% of our mind. So we are using 10%, and 90% is remaining. The collective unconscious is best understood as the sum of the behavior pattern we inherited with our DNA. In this, we have all human beings have, according to Carl Jung, unconscious memory that we have got for our father, forefather, and forefather of our forefather. And Carl Jung's theory also believes in rebirth. So, in some religion, there is no idea of rebirth, and in some religion, there is an idea of rebirth. Those who are not believing in rebirth, for them, it is not easy to understand this theory, and they may criticize this theory. And in those religion, theory of rebirth is there. For them, it is easy to connect and easy to understand. Each culture fashion minor myths to help the society cohere to achieve its goals. Our is no different many well informed persons had to this that they share any qualities with so-called primitives or even literature people. They like the illusion that their mind are quite differently constructed, that they function on a high level. In this context, we can see when we are reading our regional literature or even reading another region's literature. If we are don't know about this region's things, their culture, but somehow we are able to connect ourselves to this type of region, and it may be because of this unconscious collective memory that we all have. And because of this type of element, literature is popular. Some person written a poetry upon any theme, but someone is connect with himself with other perspective, because we all have this unconscious collectiveness. This is the difference between Carl Jung's theory and Northrop's archetypal criticism. Northrop gives archetypal criticism, and Carl Jung gives the archetypes. And focus, according in Jung's theory, that is focus is psychology, because he was ultimately a psychologist, and Northrop archetypal criticism, the literary criticism is the in focus, origin, collective unconsciousness, and in Frye's literature and culture, as we seen in slides, collective unconsciousness, like we all have some type of collective unconsciousness. In Northrop tries to connect some symbol, some same type of that images in his criticism. Universal, this both are universally cultured and according to time. Examples, according to Carl Jung's theory, hero, mother, trickster, and shadows are as an example, and in Frye's comedy, romance, tragedy, and satire, influence. uh, Carl Jung's theory put influence on psychology and anthropology, and Northrop's archetypal criticism influence on literary studies and cultural studies, and relevance. This Jung's theory is relevant, influential in various fields, and Frye's theory is influence on literary studies. These are the basic difference of this archetypal criticism and archetypes. But when we are studying it, it seems they both are part of each other. When we are studying archetypal criticism of Northrop, at that time the Golden Boat, written by James Fraser. It's a very important and significant book, and in this book he gives he gives the elements of ritual and myths. So when we are studying this archetypal criticism, those elements are also considered as the study of this topic. We can say in Hinduism there is a goddess of money. Those we called Lakshmi Mata, and the same figure is also available in Chinese concept. And also we can say the Greek mythology and Indian mythology somehow very similar. Some god and goddesses are also available there and also available here. Their names and our other things are different, but we can compare the both. So, for studying this perspective, we need to refer James George Fraser's The Golden Boat. It's an example upon this theory. The desire to write comes most characteristically from an impulse to identify the human mind and the world outside it. It's an example of Robert Burns' poem, My Love's Like a Red, Red Rose. Here we can see the red rose is universally symbolized as a symbol for love. The red colored rose is in world, it's everywhere, as a symbol and as a stands for a love. The other is a bold and elaborative denial that means from literature goes primarily out change social conditions. Some are not believing that this type of influence are happening, but a writer is what is written. It is imitating whatever he is read. So sometime we can say those we are thinking we say our idea, it's our creation, but in world some any of people is already done these things and live this world. So we cannot say this is our creation and our idea. Uh, Here is a example of a regional language from Gujarati. The Gram Mata is a Khand Kavya written by Kalapi. Some people pronounce it's Gramya Mata, but originally it's Gram Mata. And I have took some lines from it. The first written is Shardul Vikridit. It's a rhyme that is it. This further four line is written in this rhyme and it's called Chand. ઉગે છે સુરખી ભરી રવિ મૃદુ હેમંતનો પૂર્વમાં. If we see in the seasonal grid, in European context, we can see there is a summer is for love, but in India we don't have this type of concept for summer because we have a very harsh summer in India, but in European country they have a very harsh winter in their country. So that's why they celebrate summer as a season of love, and we Indians are celebrating in monsoon and in winter. તો this first line ઉગે છે સુરખી ભરી રવિ મૃદુ હેમંતનો પૂર્વમાં. So hemant is a one rutu and it's on. So it's ultimately a talk about winter and morning, winter's morning. પૂરું છે નભ સ્વચ્છ સ્વચ્છ દિસતી એકે નથી વાદળી. As we have seen in winter the sky is very clear, and this and in winter according to Indian monsoon and Indian seasonal grid, we can say the reap of crop is happening in winter. So those who are farmer, they are very happy because they have reaped their crops, and so they are very happy. uh, if I say in brief, this another four line is written in Mandakranta rhyme. કાપી કાપી ફરી અરે કાતળી શેરડીની એકે બિંદુ પણ રસ્તણું કેમ હવા પડે ના. In the king was change their clothes and come into the village to show what people are doing uh, in his state. So people those people are from farming, they are very happy because of this season and seasonal crop. So he was one old lady give a sugar cans juice to drink him, and when he was drinking it, the he was thinking my people are very my people has a very good crop, so I should increase the tax. So when the old lady cuts another part of sugar cane, now there is no juice comes from sugar cane. So this line is અરે કાતળી શેરડીની કેમ હવા પડે ના. That means now there is no juice in second cut of sugar cane. So this person who is king, now he was thinking what's happened, and at that time old lady said રસહીન ધરા થઈ છે દયાહીન થયો નૃપ, નહીં તો ના બને આવું બોલી માતા ફરી રડી. So she says she don't know he was a king, but she don't know, and at that time she says our king has a bad thing upon us. So that's why it happened. So this type of archetypal criticism also available in, if you are think bad, if you are doing bad, so the things those who are happening just also are bad. In Sanskrita there is a one line, yatha raja tatha praja. Nowadays it's not happening in the same way, but it's a one type of archetype. I have forget to in-text citation here, so it's available in my citation it's, but forget to in-text citation. Conclusion. Frye and Jung theories offer valuable insight into the role of archetypes in literature and culture. By analyzing archetypal pattern and symbols, we can gain deeper understanding and universal idea to enhance our knowledge in a very deeper meaning. This is my work cited here. When I give prompt to chat GPT comparison of Frye and Jung and their idea of archetypal literature, give points for presentation. At that time, this AI generated answer is looks like that: introduction, definition of archetypes, archetypes in literature, relationship to psychology, cultural significance, criticism and limitation, and conclusion. Thank you. Now I'm open for question and answer session.
Rajeshwarila, how do architects relate to human psychology and behavior?
Okay. How do archetypes relate to human psychology and behavior? The archetypes is took from human psychology and behavior. So it's already relate to the human psychology and its behavior, because we have archetypes from this context. Thank you.
Rajeshwari, do archetypes pass down through DNA from generation to generation in both animals and humans? And which are the other causes to pass down it? Are there any other reasons than DNA passing by DNA only?
I don't think other reason is there or not, but those questions that you have write, I my answer in this context. Do archetypal so, uh, in this uh, in this absolutely true, the archetypal pass from through DNA from generation to generation. Those who are believe in rebirth, for that this theory is allowed to think upon it, but those who are not believing in the rebirth, for that they are not allowing this. But according to Hinduism is believing in rebirth, so we have this type of context in Hinduism. Christianity is not believing in rebirth, so maybe though they are not believing in this. Okay, thank you.